everyone, welcome to the Science of Spelling and Reading. We're going to be talking about the J sound today and the different spellings that go along with that sound. So today I'll be using, the supplements I'll be using are the reminder cards, which have the spelling rules right on them for the students. I put them on a ring. If you haven't watched my other videos, I talk about these in each of the videos. So hopefully you've heard. For those of you who haven't, you can grab these in my TPT store. They're Sherry Turnquist. They're about $3. And then you can make plenty of copies for your students, laminate them, put them on a ring, and the kids have them throughout the day. The other supplement I use is Miss Barlow's Phonics Stories. These are great. This is at TPT at Miss Susie Barlow. If you put her name in, her name is spelled right here, last name, you could find her on TPT, and she has these stories. There's over 44 stories that she has all about the different phonics rules. This is the one I would be using for this lesson for my students for the J sound. It helps them really connect with the letters to the sounds and remembering the rules. Very great pre-K through second, I recommend, but I read them to my 3rd and 4th grade students, and they love them and ask for them every time we do a new sound. So just a little extra about supplements so you know exactly what I use. So our student notebook page is set up with a sound bubble. Right here we put the letter in the middle of the sound bubble of whatever letter owns or it represents that sound, and J represents that sound, so we would read this J. And then we have initial, medial, and final going down the side. I just write one at a time and add it. The kids have it on there in their student notebook, and they just follow along. So we're going to use, all the kids, I will have passed out their initial, medial reminder card, and we will have gone over it. J before A, O, U, or any consonant. G before E, I, or Y makes the J sound, and this is an initial medial. So initial J is spelled J. We're going to talk about J first because he owns the sound. Then we talk about the rule, and we want to write it down. So J comes before A, O, U, or any consonant. I like to use abbreviations. Capital C, underline the C with a period means consonant, but the kids are welcome to write out the word consonant, and they can copy it right here on the card. And then we come up with a word. In the teacher guide, I give you jump, and we can unblend it. We want to use great spelling strategies for the kids to really focus on the sounds first before they spell the words. So is what we would do. I would have a child spell it for me, and we would write it down right in initial position. Okay, they're going to add on, because there is another spelling, we're going to rewrite right underneath, and I really encourage them to line it up so it's nice and neat when they look back in their spelling notebook throughout the year. So J is also spelled G. And when does that happen? We refer back to our reminder card, and then we write the rule before E, I, Y. We come up with a word like giant, sound it out, and we write it down. Okay. Now this is going to be written again by the students. All right, so I don't have a bunch of stuff on the board. I just simply erase this and put medial. I let the kids know you're going to move down to medial position. You're going to write these rules again. This happens in medial position. I erase the words because of course we're going to come up with new words of the J sound in medial position. Okay, so in the teacher guide, I've given you unjust. So we would unblend that, spell that by syllables or by prefix and syllable. And then for the G in middle position, I have the word pageant, and we would I would either spell it for them, depends on the age. You can break it into syllables and spell it one syllable at a time and show them they can spell 2-syllable word, then that's a great strategy to teach the kids. Otherwise, I'll write it up on the board and have them copy it, making a point, you know, to look for the G, and the E following it, making the J sound in medial position. Okay. Then I will erase everything up here, so we only can focus on what position that we are on. So in final position of J, we have two spellings, and in the on the card, we're going to flip over as a whole another card with a red frame indicating the final positions of a sound. So final J, it can be spelled D-G-E and G-E, and then the rules are right across from it. So this would be added onto the student's ring, and we would refer to this as we are going through the final position J. Okay, so in final position, J is spelled, or can be spelled, D-G-E. This is the first spelling that we'll talk about. Go to our reminder card. When do we use D-G-E? After a short vowel sound. Now, we could write out short vowel sound. Again, I like to use abbreviations if this works for you. That's great. After, put a V for vowel and a sound bubble with a breathe. So that covers all the short vowel sounds, and it's a very easy way for them to write it. If not, it's written right here on the card, and they can copy onto their student notebook. And then we think about a sound, a word with the ending sound of J after a short vowel sound. And, you know, allow for mistakes. If they give you, plunge, I don't know why I'm thinking of that, but plunge or something like that, where you could unblend, J. Go back, say what's coming before the J, the final J. What kind of letter is a consonant? Oh, that doesn't work. Let's look. D-G-E comes after a short vowel sound, so we need to think of another word. And it's just a good lesson. Focuses them in on sounding out the sounds before actually writing the letters. So you may end up coming up with a word like badge. Sound it out, write it down. Okay? So again, underneath, the kids would write another spelling. So J, represented by J here, J is spelled G-E. Okay? Now, this may require very tiny writing, or it's going to require some abbreviation. So I'll show you the abbreviations that I use, because G-E basically comes after anything other than a short vowel sound. It's kind of like the kids that can grasp that. That's what I tell them. But we're going to write each of those down. I use this kind of abbreviations right here. V always stands for vowel, C stands for consonant, and then we have our vowel-R combinations, which would be V and a little R. That would be your ER, UR, IR, OR, AR. So GE comes after a long vowel. I'm going to use vowel with a macron in a sound bubble. That's A-E-I-O-U. That'll represent that. Okay, consonant, we already know the consonant abbreviation. Vowel pair, two vowels, underline, so they're working together. And then Vossi-R combination with an arc underneath. And the kids will learn these abbreviations, though they're welcome to write it out, and they can, use the card to copy those, but they'll always have this too, so that they can copy off of. So this is final position J, the two spellings. Hope that is helpful for you in completing your student notebook. Thank you.